What's up everybody and welcome to the M4A1 SOPMOD mod. So today we'll be checking out this mod it adds in, as you may imagine, the M4A1. You're going to get it by going to the chemistry station and then you can craft them. I'll craft a few so we can modify them and check out some of the different modifications and versions of basically the weapon mods. So as you can see, we do have the weapon itself right here. This is the basic model, obviously, and it does have a bunch of cool different attachments. So right here we see the underbarrel grenade launcher. It does do 77 damage and fires a 5.56, and that you can actually change the fire. But as you can see, you can change how much damage it does. And we do have a few of these cool ones like armor piercing, and I think that's it. We have some hair trigger stuff, but I think it's more or less just armor piercing. So as far as this goes, we do have, again, we obviously have the advanced receiver, we have the armor piercing receiver, which does have armor penetration, which, basically it allows you to pierce through power armor and enemies wearing different kind of armors a little bit better. So that's always a nice feature to have. It's hard to really quantify it with words. Then we also do have obviously all the regular ones, so you have like the calibrated ones, the hair trigger, hardened, heavy, light frame receivers, and then you do have the big boys, so you have the powerful automatic receiver and the powerful receiver, and then you have the advanced receiver, which is up here, which is kind of weird. I don't really know why that one's at the top, but so this would be the best non-automatic receiver. So let's put this one on this, and then we'll show you some of the other mods. So this is where I kind of like the mod. It does come with quite a few attachments. So obviously the SOPMOD version, I don't really know what SOPMOD stands for, but basically it means you could, it's a Fallout 4 and M4 with all kinds of different rail attachments. So as you can see right here, we have the long barrel with foregrip A. Then you have the long barrel with rail covers. So as you can see, basically as you go down this list, we have all kinds of different things, like a PEC box or a flashlight and a laser in the PEC box. Unfortunately, the stuff doesn't work yet, although the mod author has said that he is going to be changing that. So just to show you quickly, there is a pretty drastic range difference between the short barrel and the long barrel. So this one is the short barrel and the long barrel. So you can see we go from 119 to 155, which again is pretty substantial. So to go through it, you basically have a rail covers, a underbarrel grenade launcher, an underbarrel shotgun, or the master key because it's supposed to like blow down doors, aka a master key to all doors. And then you have the flashlight / laser, which is actually going to be in that PEC box. So for this one, I honestly don't really like, I think the grenade launcher looks kind of cool, but I don't like the master key or the PEC box on there, especially because it's not functional. If it was functional, maybe I would like it a little bit more, but since this is going to be a semi-automatic fired one, I think I would just like to go with, oh yeah, and there's two different two different grips. So as you can see, there's the first grip and then there's the second grip. So for this, I'm just going to go with the long barrel with foregrip and rail covers. So rail covers, obviously, as you can see right there, just cover the rails up a little bit. So then we also do have the magazine. So we have a dual drum magazine, and this is obviously going to be, there's a drum on each side, and it raises the ammo capacity by quite a lot. So I think this one is, this one's 30, and then the drum is 120. Then you have the magazine alternative, or alternate, and this is just basically two magazines next to each other, it seems like, or maybe that's this one, I don't know. No, that's this one. This one has two magazines next to each other, so you can't really tell from this. And and then you finally have the scopes. So I do want to talk a little bit about the scopes, because I think this is the disappointment of the mod. It says it uses the see-through sights thing, and I have all the appropriate mods installed, but I'll show you real quick. If you actually put on like this scope, this is what it looks like. So doesn't exactly look the nicest there. I imagine this is something that's going to be changed in the future, but at least in the current state, and I'm not, like, the mod's been out like this for a few days, it does look like that for me. I don't know if that's, but again, I have all the necessary installations, so unless I'm missing something, that is the way. And then this one, it does, that's definitely not, or maybe it is 4 times, but I don't think it's 4 times. So I don't know, you don't actually have to install anything else with that kind of framework. It's just supposed to work with the mod. But so for this, you can use the zoom combat scope, means it's the see-through scopes version, and this makes it the vanilla Fallout 4 version. So since this is supposed to be like a DMR type gun, I will use this one. But as you can see, this is the very ugly and annoying version where you have to go like this. And so let's go modify. I'll modify another one of these, and I'll make another. Oh yeah, and I forgot, there's a muzzle. So actually, this is actually kind of nice. There is 3 different suppressors and 3 different flash hiders. So as you can see, we have all the different suppressors and flash hiders. But I'll go make one of these or a few more of these guns, and let's try them out. So now let's check out some of the different versions of the gun. This is the default version, so this is just when you build the gun, this is what you're going to get. You can see we have the base model frame, it's kind of the short barrel, and then the grenade launcher attachment. Here we have the DMR one I made. You can't really see the flash hider, but there you go. And we do have the longer scope. That's actually only a 4x scope, if I could make him put it up again. But yeah, it's only a 4x scope, and then we have the rail covers, and then the grip. Unfortunately, we don't put our hands on the grip yet, but yeah, and then you have the modified magazine there as well. And then finally, we do have my kind of SMG version that I did just make this one. This one has the short barrel, it has the drum magazine, it does have a nice silencer, which I am really happy with the way that silencer turned out. And yeah, just take a listen to that. So pretty much a generic silencer sound, nothing too crazy going on there. Well, let's go check these three guns out in action. I'm actually probably only going to use the second two, like the DMR version, which you can actually see me scope in with. The default version is pretty cool, but I'm not too crazy about it. Also, yeah, I forgot to mention, you could see the difference between this one and the third one. So that is two different types of iron sight scopes. This one has the top handle, carrying handle attachment, while this one does not. So as you can see right there, I actually like the first one more, but I wanted to give you guys some variety, so I decided to use this one. But yeah, so with that, let's get into some action. So I did set up a little scenario where we could try out the scoped advanced M4A1. As you can see, we are doing, we're doing 113 damage. This is semi-automatic, and we do have a pretty good range, especially compared to, this is with the 4x scope and the long barrel. And then if we compare that to the one with the short scope, or with iron sights and the short barrel, we almost have double the range. So that is pretty much a huge difference. The accuracy on this one's actually slightly less because we do have a silencer, but yeah, so that's pretty interesting. And I did place down some raiders down there, so let's just try and take them on. I don't know, oh my god, is my aim really that bad? And this one has a silencer? Or no, I'm sorry, the other one has a silencer. So the one with the more range actually has a silencer, and my range is not being too well right now, but fortunately, oh yeah, so we have some legendary raider veterans down there, or just legendary raiders. They are of the veteran format if you're spawning them in yourself. But yeah, so as you can see, wow, is my range really that bad? So let's try some bats action, because clearly I'm not very good at this. And as you can see, we are up on these little rocks up here. This is Vault 101, if you're wondering, or Vault 101, Vault 111. And yeah, so let's continue to take pot shots at these, and then we'll try out the more CQB version in a second. Can I get a headshot on you? So, you know, there's not much sway. That's the one thing I do want to add. I'm not trying to counteract the sway really well or something. There's just not much of it going on. I just don't really have that good of aim. I probably should have used the other sight. The one thing I really don't like, obviously, the sights, I wish the see-through ones worked properly, unless I'm just doing something wrong there, but I don't know. I tried a few different things and none of it worked, but I don't really like how the 4x sight looks like, you know, a big sniper scope. I wish there was a short scope variant, like, or at least the texture model was a short scope variant. So let's try and shoot him. Oh, I think I was hitting the rock in front of me there on accident. So it looks like we can pretty much unload on him. And this is actually quite a bit of fun using this in this variant. And even just look at the three different ones I have made of this, we have the regular version, and then the DMR version, which I'm using now. And then we also have, I think that's all of them. We also have the kind of silencer, more SMG version, and or really just an assault rifle version. And even that is quite a bit of fun. You know, all three of them, there's a lot of variation here. So let's go take on these same enemies, and we'll just spawn some more in. All right, so this time I did spawn over, or start over here, and whoa, that was like a massive lag spike when I zoomed in. But I think we're gonna have a much higher DPS right now. For whatever reason, I feel like this could use some balancing changes, but the fully automatic version, it does more damage per bullet than the not fully automatic version. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And let's just, yeah, so as you could see, we could one-shot him, which is absolutely insane. So yeah, this one I think might need a little bit of a nerf. It is really strong. Not that these enemies are the strongest in the world, but I could mow down some people here. So as you can see, I have some pretty high DPS. Isn't there another one? Yeah. So just to compare it to the default version here, I can't one-shot him, or I could two-shot him. So if we could actually hit all those shots, which we didn't hit any, so let's just try. But if we switch over to this guy, Although they all three do pretty good damage. I think this one is a little bit too overpowered, while the other two are just moderately overpowered. But yeah, so that's the M4A1 SOAP mod. It's a pretty cool gun. I feel like we haven't had a really good M4A1 mod. We've had a good M16 mod with the M2216. But as far as M4A1s go, which a lot of people really do like, I feel like we've been kind of lacking on that. So this, I think, is starting to fill this gap. I know this guy does have a few other mods, and he's planning on adding a lot to this. So definitely have some faith in him. As always, I thank you guys for watching. If you want to check out the mods, then the links in the description down below, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.